Yeah, y'all see the title. Okay. Listen, I'm not going to make this a whole continuous, long, drawn out episode that continues on to the end of the year. I'm not going to do that. So let's try to make this the last time I say this. Basically, if you owe me money and I've done a service for you, you got to pay me. You got to pay me. Stop trying to ghost me and then coming back around wanting my services. It doesn't work like that. And we're going to get into it. Hey, you guys, welcome, 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 welcome. Before we get into it, I got to say my thank yous. Thank you guys for listening, sharing, commenting, downloading, friending, gifting, referring, all the things. Thank you so, so very much. I got to do my intro. I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Tamiya Robles. For those who don't know, I'm a credit expert. I'm the owner of my company, Fix My Credit Now, 850.com. I'm the host of this podcast, Coast to Coast Credit. I'm NAREP High Desert Chapter President out here in Victorville, California. Welcome, 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 welcome. So I got so hyped with the intro and with this episode. I didn't even do my proper introduction, so I apologize. But anyway, again, I mean that always. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for all of the things, especially getting support from overseas and around the world. It's absolutely amazing. And I appreciate you guys so much. Again, I say it every time. I'm going to continuously say it. I would not exist or be here as a credit expert, as my company, as president of a nonprofit. I would not be where I'm at professionally if it wasn't for you guys. Okay. You guys needed the service, and I'm here to give it. And I've created multiple platforms so you have easy access to credit education, free game, and actual paid services if necessary. It's because of you guys. So thank you so much, which is why this episode is very important to me. Okay. I tell you guys all different aspects of the credit industry. I try to explain to you guys how credit works, but it's also a business. It's a business. I get that people get cool with me, they like me. We have great phone conversations, but I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people like you until they don't. Right? Like, we know that everybody's all good if everybody's on the same page. But then when it comes to payment, some people like to mix great conversations, being a cool ass person with non-payment, and it doesn't work that way. I'm nice because I'm nice. Like, I'm saying, I'm nice, so I'm not nice, whatever. But this is a business. I still have to give customer service, right? All right, then. But just because I provide good customer service, you enjoy talking to me and all the things, doesn't mean that when it's time to pay me that you ghost me. And I don't get that. Okay, I don't get that. I'm gonna forewarn you now that this episode might be a little spicy for some. It might be a little too much. It might be a little cursoration and stuff going on. If you don't like it, I would suggest that you end this episode now. But if you could take it and you could put your big girl and big boy pants on, that's what's up. But I gotta say what I gotta say. All right. Now, let me tell you this. If I've done a service for you and you owe me, fuck you, pay me. Period. That's what it is. That's what it is in these streets. Fuck you, pay me. I don't care if you owe me $2. I don't care if you owe me $150. I don't care if you owe me a thou. If I did a job for you, you have to pay me. Okay? You're not going to go to a restaurant, eat your meal, and then decide, you know what? I'm not going to pay. You were cool as shit though, but I'm not going to pay you. That's not how that works. You don't go into your home, turn the lights on, run the water, get the bill, and be like, you guys were so nice to me on the phone, but you know what? I'm not going to pay you, or just disappear. That's not going to work. What usually happens? Well, your electric gets shut off, your water gets shut off. You know what I'm saying? You go to a restaurant, you don't pay, there's bigger problems. Same thing here. Same thing right here. You're going to have some problems. Okay. I've had clients come in, get their disputes done, get deletions, which is even more problematic. But then they ghost me when it's time to make that payment. Okay. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's not how this works. This is business. I'm not going to be begging for you guys to pay me. I'm not doing any of that. You know, you're grown, that you wanted a service from fixmycreditnow850.com. You got that. And now you owe me. Okay. You don't get to decide after the work is done. Oh, you know what? I changed my mind. Fuck, you pay me. You still owe me. And you don't want your debt collector or your credit card company to do it to you, right? So why are you doing that to me? There's a problem with that. Okay. I'm gonna let y'all know now. I'm gonna keep it all the way funky with you. Some of my best clients are my repeat offenders that have ghosted me. I know it sounds weird. I know it sounds weird. And the thing is, they get their services done from me, and they get, mind you, a lot of these people are getting deletions, so it's not like they're not. Every once in a while there's people that have left so early they didn't give themselves a chance to get deletions, right? But still, I did a service, you're getting results, and you come back, but you owe me money. So some of those clients, not only do you have to pay me the money that you owe, I tag on an inconvenient fee on top of that, and you're starting a new service with me. So they're best clients. What do they say? You're never going to be broke as long as people owe you. However, this is a business. I got bills to pay myself to keep this business up and running. So I'm a legitimate business, people. You got to stop it. But let me say something. You know who comes back around over and over and over again are those people that ghost you with confidence, but come back to you with their tail in between their legs, or that client that tries to pretend that they never heard of you before because they waited some years, right? And then they come back and they're like, hey, I found out about your services online. I would like your credit repair services. And you're like, all right, cool. What's your name? Mind you, I have a CRM. So if I type your information into my software, your name's going to pop up. Especially if you owe me money. I don't delete them files, bro. I don't delete them files. So I can see it. This actually happened very recently. This lady, I think I told y'all, this lady came up from the clear blue, and her name kind of sounded familiar, but I have so many clients over the years. Like, I don't remember everybody's name per se, but it kind of sounded familiar. I was like, all right. I ignored it. You know what I'm saying? You know how we ignore the red flags in relationships. So I should have realized, hey, she was probably a client. Let me check her out, but I didn't. So she's talking to me, and she was like, yeah, I dealt with you years ago, and she's making it seem like it was years and years ago, and it wasn't. It was like last year, son. It was last year. It's crazy. But so she's talking, and she's like, yeah, I'm trying to get this credit, blah, blah, blah. It's like, all right, cool. I said, well, because I don't like clients to have to resubmit information over and over again. So I'll tell them, okay, if I worked with you in the past, unless there's been changes in your address or your name, let me just utilize the information that I have already so I can just send this dispute letters. Let me check. Let me look at my CRM to see if I can find you. We'll go from there. She's like, all right, bet, but it was so long ago, da da da. Of course, I check her out and see her information. Sis owed me some bread. You hear what I'm saying? She owes me some money. And I was like, come on, man. Come on. But she kept asking me, she's like, no. And she kept fighting it, like, no, this was years ago, it's like 4 or 5 years ago. No, ma'am, it wasn't. It was last year. You owe me some money. You owe me a couple thou wow. And no, not a couple thou wow. She didn't. She owed me a couple hundo. She owed me a couple $100 or whatever. So she was like, oh, that's nothing. That's nothing. But she still never paid me. She still needs the services, never paid me. And I can see all the deletions that I got her. So She was getting good results from me. And that's the problem I have with some of y'all. I'm good at what I do. I'm a beast at what I do. I'm not who going to check me, boo? Nobody. Nobody's going to be like, you know what, you suck. Unless they're not understanding something. It's not understanding how the credit game works. But a lot of people do, or the people that when I teach them, they understand, right? But for the most part, I'm that girl out in these streets, out in these credit repair streets. Okay. So you're going to get results from me. You're going to get credit education from me. I take this seriously. Y'all know I do. You guys know I'm probably the most honest credit expert you ever met and you will ever meet. Okay. But that doesn't mean take advantage of me. And I think that is inspiring some of y'all to be like, I'm going to use their services for X amount of time and then I'm going to bounce. Okay. I can't do anything. I'm not going to chase you down. I'm not going to do anything about it. Hell, I'm not even going to report you to the credit reporting agencies yet. I'm going to work on that in 2026, though. I'm going to work on that in 2026. I've been down that road many a times with them people as far as reporting to the credit reporting agencies. Trust and believe. I don't mind. I will play that game. You don't want that work. All right, so let's cut it out. Let's cut it out. But just understand, be careful of the bridges that you burn because you may need to come back to that bridge. I'm one of those bridges. Okay. Just saying. Just saying. Now, if you can pay everybody else, you paid your car note, you paid your rent, you paid that Amazon package, right? Packages, but not me. But not me, though. That's where we got some problems. Let me ask you a question. Why is it that you skip out on paying me, but you didn't skip out on paying your rent? You didn't skip out on paying your mortgage. You paid that car note, though. You went on a trip. Some of y'all talk so much when you explain. That's another way. I can see the early signs of a motherfucker not trying to pay me. They start talking and telling me all these stories. And the longer they talk, the more stories they tell, they slip in the fact that, yeah, I'm going to such and such trip. I'm going on vacation. I did this, I bought that or whatever, but I'm still broke though. Okay, so I can tell that it's coming. Okay, I can tell it's coming, but you haven't paid me though. And I've had this one guy, he hit me up talking about his father passed away. It's unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? It's really sad. Or somebody passed. I don't know if it was his father. I don't remember. Because once he started telling the story and giving me a long speech on the date that is his payment is due with me, I already know what the deal is. He was like straight up, I got other bills to pay. I'm not going to pay you. I'll let you know when I can pay you. Word? Word. That's how that works. So, did you tell your mortgage company that? Did you tell your cell phone bill that? Did you call them people? Did you call T-Mobile and be like, listen, somebody passed away and the money that I needed to pay you got to go to them, right? And so what I did, I was like, okay, because I'm like, all right, I'm a small business. I can be flexible, whatever, right? Mind you, deletions out the ass. He got deletion. I still updated his credit report and saw that he got more deletions within 30 days. He's meeting his goal with me, right? So he paid for a service. He was paying for a service and he got what he needed to get. And he still had a little bit more work to do because we weren't all the way there. But now it's time for you to pay me. And you got giving me a long speech. I gave him 2 weeks. I ain't heard from Duke. So I sent him a message like, hey, what's good? No response. Okay. So I tried to run his card on file. He was like, didn't I tell you? He was like, listen, if I just got to cancel, then I'm going to just cancel. Go on and cancel. That's fine. You can cancel. Listen, you guys, you are under no obligation with me. We signed agreements, not contracts. Okay. We can't make you guys sign contracts in the credit industry, in the credit repair industry. But I like the agreements because it's creating a paper trail for situations like this. So if you try to get funky, if you try to do chargeback, call your bank, pretend that it's fraud and backdate your shit, no problem. We have a paper trail of agreements. You understand? I'm showing proof that work was done. I'm showing proof that you came to me. I am doing a service. You're getting all the things, right? So for somebody to be like, you know what, I can't, I got to, death is always going to happen in life. Birth is always going to happen in life. Things are always going, life is always going to be life in, but that doesn't mean you don't pay. I gave him 2 weeks. He had a problem with it. He was like, I'm going to cancel the service. Go in and cancel, sweetie, but it doesn't mean you don't owe me. And now that you're trying to play me, I'm tagging in more fees. But guess what? I guarantee you the brother's going to be back. He's going to be back. He's going to be back. And he'll probably act like he don't even know me. Like they always do. Fuck you, pay me. All right. I don't want to hear so and so died. I told y'all multiple times when my mother passed, I watched her take her last breath, went into the parking lot, saw my family a little bit, talked to them, shed some tears, and I had to continue working. I had to continue working. And then I even had the client, this one client, she got mad that I didn't respond to her fast enough. I was literally telling her, listen, I had to see my mother's take her last breath. And she still got angry. Like, well, next time, I mean, when somebody's message you, be more professional than that. Business is never personal. I couldn't get mad at sis, but that's not realistic. You know what I'm saying? So just like it's unrealistic for you to take my services, not pay me, but pay everybody else in these streets, yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. I'm always going to say, fuck you, pay me. You could be like, oh, Tamiya, you shouldn't talk like that. I told y'all this episode's going to be spicy. And if you can't take that, don't listen. And real rap, you're probably one of them. You're probably one of them clients I don't need, real, to be honest with you. That is not. Anyway, anywho. So just to educate you guys a little bit more, I say this often. I know I have to repeat myself because I get new people, I get new followers and all that, and I appreciate y'all. But listen, Linda. Listen. In the credit world, credit repair world, we cannot charge you guys up front for credit repair. If you're paying any fees up front before the credit repair services start, those are not fees for actual credit repair. Those are fees for something else. Okay. So by law, we can't collect your money until after the work is done, 30 days after the work is done. So you know what that means? That means every single dispute that I send out to every single credit reporting agency, every creditor, whomever, right? I'm literally doing the work for free with the expectation that you as the customer are going to pay me later in 30 days. So when you don't pay me, you're not just being an asshole, you're fucking stealing. You're stealing. You're taking my services and not paying. You're coming into my area, you're talking, you're politicking, you're doing all the things, you're giving me the information so I can do the work. You're allowing me to do the work, then it's time to get paid, then you bounce. Period, point blank. If I go 30 days, okay, working for you, talking to you, updating, giving you all the things, reminding you that you have to wait a 30-day period, but I'm still checking for updates just in case there's early deletions to all that, and you decide to ghost me, we got problems. We have problems now. You owe me some bread. I don't care if you got results or you didn't get results. You should know that this is a process. I did the work. You got to pay me. And if you're that person that's complaining, you're that person I don't need as a client, but you still owe me my money. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get my money. Okay. I'm going to somehow get my money on the front end or the back end. Either way, I'm going to get it. Now, I told y'all sometimes y'all clients can be shady. Okay. But you guys, a lot of people, when they are considering credit repair, they talk themselves out of credit repair and dealing with credit repair experts because they say that it's a shady ass industry. I'm not going to lie to you. I agree. I knew that coming into this. That's why you guys know I try to make it a safe space for you guys. I try to give some free education so you feel comfortable. Like, you know what? I can do it myself because I don't trust people. But in all actuality, almost any industry, there's going to be a shady aspect to it. There's going to be shady individuals. There are going to be people that set things up and they steal your money and all of that. That's what the court system is for, to help sort through those type of people and for you to get compensation accordingly, legally, right? But just because we're on the topic, just because I'm a credit expert, and just because this is the situation at hand, I will give it to you. We could talk about how credit experts and credit repair companies ain't shit. They steal your money and all that. I don't always go back and forth with people when they talk about that, because here's the thing. A lot of you guys that complain don't really understand what the process is. Like, you guys, I'm sure, didn't know that you don't have to have a contract with a credit expert, right? I'm sure you guys didn't know that we have to work on your credit for free for 30 days, and then we can come after you for the money or ask you to make your payment. I'm sure you didn't know that, right? Just like some of y'all didn't know that if you randomly cancel, that's all well and good, but you still have to pay for the work that was done for the past 30 days. So I don't like to comment and be like, wow, you were with so-and-so and they took your money. Sometimes people aren't taking your money. You just didn't get the results that you wanted. So therefore, you're looking at it as somebody stole your shit. I get it though. I already know who's being shady or whatever. I can hear if a credit expert is really doing work or not. Some of y'all come to me from other people and I got to go behind those credit experts, fix the work, and then do the job, which makes it harder for me on my end. And then y'all are looking at me as like, oh, you're shady too. No, I have to fix what's broken so I can move forward and fix your credit correctly. Y'all don't know all that. And honestly, I don't expect you to, but I don't look at other people you've worked with in the past and judge them and then go by you. I'm not doing that. But just like y'all don't want to deal with crazy, messed up, shady, shisty, money stealing as credit experts, we don't want those type of clients either. Especially not one like me. I'm a real one. I told y'all, I've proven myself from time and time again. For years, I've proven myself. Okay. I don't want y'all. What I look like wanting to work with someone that is, I hear it, is stealing from everybody else, ain't trying to do this. Mind you, I don't judge. It's a judge-free zone, but I take heed to certain behaviors that you're doing. I take heed to how you're talking to me. If you're asking me blah blah blah, this is great, I want your services. Somebody referred you over to somebody referred me over to you. They said you're phenomenal. Blah blah blah. How much are you? How much are you? I can tell you right now, it's a small flag, but it's still a red flag, no doubt. It's a small red flag, but it's still a flag. And that lets me know and gives me insight. You know what? I'm going to have problems. Now, you might say, OT, some people are just trying to make sure they fit in the budget. I understand that. But you got to understand, I'm in an industry where people aren't responsible financially. And they're trying to be. But in most cases, I want to say about 80% of my clients are not financially responsible. So when they usually ask me, hey, how much, before they even got a consultation, before they ask me any questions about how I do things, right? One of their first questions are, how much are you? And mind you, I tell you guys all the time, I'm the cheapest in the game. I'm the cheapest in the game. And if I give you a number, because now I've done my numbers over, y'all know I dispute differently. If not, I'll do an episode on it. Don't you worry, I got y'all. Because there's big changes coming in for 2026. Okay, we gotta get prepared for it. But if you're saying that to me, that lets me know that you're not really trying to pay, you're not really trying to invest in yourself. You just want your credit fixed for free. And mind you, I told y'all, I fixed people's credit for free before and still had disgruntled clients. And it's free. Like, who the fuck wants to deal with that? I don't. I get clients that are hype as hell in the beginning. They be like, oh, that's it, that's all it is, and da 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 da. Yeah, well, I'm gonna pay you half now, half later. But you said it was no big deal. You were like, oh, that little bit of change. All right, then I'm gonna pay you half, and can I try to pay you maybe possibly within 2 weeks, maybe 3 or 4? Nah, son. I'm gonna give you 2 weeks to pay that other half. Or I ain't putting in none of the work that you expect from me. Right? Right. It's still a business at the end of the day. Okay. So when you're saying credit experts are scammers, guess what? Y'all potential clients are scammers too. So let's cut it out. I'm not a scammer. Y'all already know. You could check my credentials, boo boo. I ain't one of them. And if anybody tries to lie and say that I am, let's go in the records, because I don't dispute, I don't delete nothing. At least not for 3-4 years. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Okay. Let's not do that. Right? Now, I'm gonna tell y'all, I do listen. We listen and we don't judge. So you can cry to me, you can vent, you can even cancel. You cancel, it's all the things. You can tell me a sob ass story about how Ray Ray and them did this to Keisha and the squad, and Susan and Beth hurt you, and it slowed down your finances, and then you lost your job because Samantha you can say all that. I've heard every story. Please believe. People got broken up with. People had to go to the hospital and get surgery. The layoffs, the baby mama, baby dad drama. Y'all tell me everything. You tell me everything because I'm all up in your business financially and credit wise. So I get it. And I listen and I don't judge. Okay? I really don't. I care as much as I can care. We're not friends though. You understand what I'm saying? We're not friends. I work for you. You pay me, or you should be paying me. I work for you. So I'm going to listen. I'm not spending my whole day listening, but I'm listening. And when you're finished with that, you still got to pay me. I'm saying, like, you still, when you're done crying and venting and talking about you got canceled because life be life, and yeah. It's messed up. It's wild. It's wild, crazy. Right? I'm going to need you to run me my dough. Okay? When should I expect payment? Because I just tried to run your card and it was declined, and you're past due. And I got to put on an additional fee because you didn't warn me in a respectable time, right? Per our agreement. When should I expect payment, bro? Because, yeah, it's sad. I know. Like, man, wow. You know what I'm saying? I went through something recently. You didn't call me and ask me how I was doing with that, right? Because we're not friends, bro. We're not friends. You still owe me money. Cry if you want to. You can keep crying while you're paying me. You can still vent to me as I'm running your credit card through my CRM. You can still cancel as long as you pay me for the work that was done for 30 days. All right, it's all good. I'm okay with that. But that doesn't take away from the fact that you still owe me. Just because you're crying to me doesn't mean that you don't pay me. All right. All right. Now let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up and just talk about some solutions. Here's a solution. Fucking pay me. That's it. Boom. That's all I got. Anyway, thank you guys for sharing and listening and downloading and all the things. Be sure to follow me. You know I'm on TikTok now. It's what's my name under there? Tamiya, the credit expert. Come check me out. It's fun. It's cool. I do a lot of credit education. I got some classes. I'm doing classes again, y'all. I'm gonna do an episode on that. A lot of you guys wanted classes. I'm here for it again. I got y'all. I got y'all together. I'm gonna do some advertisements though because I didn't do that this go around. Okay. But yeah, we continue to like, share, download, follow, all of the things. And come on, y'all, just be respectable, be good, upstanding clients to the best of your ability. All right. Budget your money, invest in yourself. I can't want this more than you want it for yourself. It's not my life. It's not my credit report. This is yours. Okay. And just be respectful of my business, be respectful of what I do, and understand I am literally a corporation. My business is a corporation. I've even legitimize the name Tamiya Robles. So I'm a business all through and through. Respect that. Okay. Anyway, you guys, I appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. I wish you the best of luck in your credit journey. I will talk to y'all later.